So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
That's how.
Really?
Alrighty, folks. We're going to go ahead and get started with a brand new game. Alright, I do not want to start on the equator, so I am going to go about 35 degrees. Sure. 47.9. What are we going to call this? Nemtopia Alpha. Because why not? Alright. Well, here we are on what appears to be Mars, but isn't. Alright, so let's take a quick look. Whoa, we are right on some mountains here. So we don't have... We're probably going to have to build back in that direction. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll kind of use the ship as our dividing line. And I'm going to set up the basics kind of right over here. We need the oxygen generator. We will need a solar panel. I'm going to go a little bit bigger. We're going to put this stuff kind of over and back around. So I'll put the solar panel there. I will put the water extractor. She's gonna let me, yeah. There. And then also a power collector. So we're gonna build the main base kind of back in this direction. So lovely. Alright, so we're waiting for a couple things to finish building. We're also going to need an airlock. Nope, that's not that. Airlock. I'll put that kind of right here. Alright. So this is essentially a kind of a colony builder that just came out today. If you've ever heard played Banished, it has that sort of destructive capabilities where you kind of ride a razor's edge and everyone can die and starve and dehydrate and all sorts of other fun crap. So we've got our basic infrastructure. We got the O2 up, which is good. That'll be the airlock, and then that'll allow everybody to kind of get in and get some oxygen. Then they're going to need to be able to eat. So we're going to go ahead and push the canteen back this way. No, I've never played it. I think I played for like 5 minutes earlier today. It just came out today. It's I watched a couple of early release videos and I was really kind of excited by it. It's kind of got this, you know, It's basically you're building a colony on a planet. And if all the booms you hear are meteors hitting, and they can hit you. They can crush us. Resources are scarce, and it's very, survival-esque. We'll go ahead and kick the speed up so we can build a couple of these things. But no, I'm really excited about it, and I'm going to release this as a main channel series. Everybody I've seen play it, they die a lot. They die fast, and they die often. So let's kick this back down to 1, take the roof off here, and then the canteen, oxygen generator has no oxygen. How is that possible? Oh, it's because we added a building. It's coming back. Alright, so we're going to need a table for people to sit at. We're going to need a water thing for people to drink, otherwise they're going to get dehydrated. Need a little TV here so they don't get super bored. Yep, right there. And then we're going to need a meal maker, so I'm going to queue that up as well. Yeah, so it's kind of a crazy game. Because you're on a planet in the middle of nowhere, I mean, you can get trade ships and colonists to come, but resources are always going to be a problem. So we got a canteen now. Obviously, sleep is also an issue, so we're going to build a dorm. And I think a dorm is what they call a dead-end structure, so we're going to put it over kind of in a this early direction, sort near these hills. And then we got to connect everything. Eventually, what you can build things like telescopes and lasers to fight, attack the meteors. What's crazy is this is one of 3 planets that they have out right now, and it's the most hospitable. I think that other planets have, they have more meteors or more dangerous environments or bigger problems. This thing mostly gets sandstorms and solar flares. So the sandstorms can hurt your people and damage your robots. The solar flares can irradiate your people and they can die in a hurry. So let's go ahead and kick this back up so we can get the dorm built. And then once we get the dorm built, there's a few other kind of just basic survival structures, but this kind of takes care of all the basics, right? You need to be able to eat, drink, and sleep. Now we will have to get some food production up, but that's all right, let me slow it back down. We'll take care of that. So I'm going to get a couple beds in just so people can sleep. All right, because they will. You'll see. So that symbol means they're thirsty, right? So if I click on them, you can see health, food, nutrition, hydration, oxygen, sleep, and morale. On all those things, there's buildings for all of those things that can have an impact on kind of what that goes. Now, so we've built the real basics, but I need to be able to do more from a food perspective. So the next couple things we're going to build. The biodome. I'm going to build a medium-sized biodome. You can scroll and get different sizes here. So 1, 2, 3. Now they take more resources the bigger you get. So we're going to build the biodome first, and then the next thing we're going to need to start. If you look here, we've got all of our resources. We've got a fair amount of metal and bioplastics, which is the resources all these things take to build. If you see, this takes 2 of each. But we are going to start to run out of these. So, excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and build the processing plant so that we can start making some things here soon. Now, these people all need to sleep. The beds are probably all being built still, so they can finally start going to bed. For each colonist, yes, it is granular, and they all have. I wouldn't say they're all. The morale, I don't know how crazy that gets, but they need all of their individual needs met. So I am going to build a mine, because that's the next major thing we're going to need to start building things. And we'll connect that. So each colonist doesn't need their own bed, there just needs to be enough open beds at any given time for someone to sleep. So you'll notice right now there's 4 of them sleeping. There's still some that are sleep deprived, but they'll get there. So we're going to go ahead and speed things up again. Alright. Get a couple more of these things built. Now basically you start out with a certain amount of these types of resources like medical supplies and spares, but very quickly I'm going to have to get those resources beginning to manufacture. We're going to have to become self-sustaining. So biodome's going up. The other thing I'll get into, and let me slow it down when I do this. So when we look at our people, there's different jobs. So there's workers who do things like mine and work some of the different machinery. There's biologists who are going to take care of things like the food. There's engineers who work on the robots and maintain equipment. And then there's medics and guards who do obvious things. So what we need to get up right away is some food. So I'm going to do tomato plant, onions, because I like onions and tomatoes. And we also need some starchy foods because that's where we get our starches for bioplastics. Do a couple of those, and then I'm going to do 1 medicinal pad because we'll need that for whatever. Matt Damon we left out in space. He's floating in orbit where he belongs. We can eventually recycle the ship as well. This has got all our supplies on it, and eventually we will recycle it so that we can get more metal and more plastic. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So you can see we just recycled our ship. We got a bunch more stuff. All right. So we got enough oxygen basically for 20 people. We've only got 7 right now, so we should be good there for a while. People seem to be doing, or you just saw a meteor hit in the distance. So now that we have the processing plant up, I'm going to go ahead and create the metal and the bioplastics so that we can start manufacturing our own things. So basically you pull ore out of the mine, which is this resource here. You can see the little box of it here. They will then bring that to the processor, where it'll be turned into metal and usable. Here we get the starch, so every potato plant produces 2 vegetables and a starch, and the starch gets processed here to make the bioplastics. Alright, so we've got all of that almost up, which is good. No, I don't want to recycle that, good grief. So what do I want to make next? Probably a sick bay, just in case. So let's see, can I put that up here maybe? That way if someone gets injured, they got a quick path into the sick bay. I'm just going to do a small one for now. Then I'm going to speed this up so a few of these things can build. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. We should start getting food soon, and they basically take the food, drop it in this meal maker, and then you can put, we'll make some artificial meat here in the future, and they turn that into meals for the people. Malnutrition is a real thing in here, so you do have to have some sort of diversity to the diet, but we won't have to deal with that for a while. This guy is hungry. You can see he's got the little warning over his head, but he doesn't want to eat apparently. So... Alright, we've got the medical sick bay going up. Alright, slow back down. We're going to go ahead and put 1 bed in here. And that will basically, if anybody gets injured of any variety. So here, I'll show you real quick, the plants all need to be maintained, right? So there's high maintenance plant like tomatoes, there's medium maintenance plants like onions, and then there's low maintenance plants, which I haven't put out yet. But a biologist has to come basically and tend to these, and when they tend to them, you'll see their quality meter go back up. Otherwise, they